We welcome you back inside the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig for the continuation of our 2025 PVL All-Filipino Conference. VP Sharma and Majoy Baron getting ready to face each other as they square off for our final match of this Saturday triple header. We welcome you to our matchup. It's that their team heading to this 2025 and so is Kath Arado ready to spearhead her team once again. Let's discuss these two teams. For your information, FYI, the last time these two teams met, it was a 5-setter back in the last reinforced conference semifinals, and we know how that went. Ivy, that win of Akari got them to the finals of that conference.
That's right. It was the first PVL finals appearance of Akari, and it was very dramatic, you know, that he had to win that 5-set match in order to move into the finals. It was also a very, very tight match, you know, between these two teams, the last 2 sets being an extended set, and it was a very, very sweet victory for Akari.
And these two master tacticians, Coach Take and Coach Shald, of course, going head-to-head. It was a chess match in that game. We're looking forward to seeing how they will also make the adjustments throughout this game here in this new All-Filipino Conference. Let's discuss or zone in rather on the two teams. First of all, unahin na natin dyan ang Akari Chargers. We talked about how they got the finals of the last conference. How about their start here in the All-Filipino Conference 2025? They won their first 2 games. Lost 3 straight, a bit of a hiccup there, Ivy, pero nakabawi bago matapos yung 2024.
That's right. So it was a very good start for Akari. They beat Galleries and Zeus Coffee, and yun nga, they lost the next 3 games when they head up against Petrogas, Farm Fresh, and the Cool Smashers. But it was a good end to 2024 because they managed to secure a win when they faced Cherry Tigo crossovers.
And that's what you need if you're the Akari Chargers. You don't want to end the year on a losing note, so it's good that they were able to bounce back and carry over to the new year with a win. And they believed, and I believe too, that Ivy Lacsina is the number 6 scorer right now in our tournament. She's carrying a heavy load, getting the points in bunches for the Chargers.
That's right, but she has been fulfilling the role as an outside hitter very well with 95 points already here in this conference. Not only is she the number 6 best scorer, but she's the number 4 ranking best spiker now in the league. So really a lot of weight on the shoulders of Ivy Lacsina, you know, always making sure that she has to produce in each and every game.
Right, nalaman natin yung side ni Ivy Remulla during the break. Ano ba yung ginawa ni Ivy Lacsina over the holidays, Kyla? I believe you got to talk to her earlier.
Yes, that's right, Dip and Ivy. Well, you mentioned kanina, no, I believe. Well, I believe meron siyang bagong mantra this 2025, and that's out with the old, in with the new. Lahat daw ng nangyari sa past, i-charge na lang daw nila yon sa experience. See what I did there? Diba? Akari Chargers. But anyway, she shared with me how she spent her holiday break. So umuwi sila ng Butuan and celebrated Christmas with her partner, with the Wongs. And for their New Year naman, lumipad sila papunta ng Baguio. At talaga naman daw napawaw ang family ni Ivy. First time nilang mag-celebrate ng New Year sa Baguio. And as for her other teammates, like Faith naman, summer in December ang atake. She spent her holiday break sa LU But you know, Dip and Ivy, kahit sa iba't iba man yung pinanggalingan nila, when they went back to training, they felt as if they're right back home. You know, they're ready for whatever 2025 and especially Coach Taka will throw at them.
And of course, the players are ready, I'm sure. Sabi ni Coach Taka, okay, tapos na ang bakasyon. That's more than enough of a break. It's time to get back the
Prime
Tara
time.
Flex for the Akari Chargers. Thank you for that, Kyla. Pag-usapan naman natin ngayon on the other side of the net, the PLDT high-speed hitters. Kabaliktaran of what happened with the Akari Chargers. They won their first 3 games and then lost their last 2. So they're hoping na bumalik na yung players because of all the injuries, hoping that this year they get their players and come to full strength.
That's right. So a little struggle for PLDT before the year ended in 2024. But of course, there was always hope that things can get better. Of course, when they welcome back their players. So Kim Carter, we know, has not been playing, has not played a match this season. Kim D also has been close to finally making a debut. And I'm sure that all the supporters and followers of PLDT are looking forward to that.
They can't wait for those players to return. As you mentioned, Ivy, a number of key stars for the PLDT high-speed hitters. Kailan ba yung debut? We'll look forward to this year. It's a long 2025 and hopefully they get to suit up for the red shirts. Let's talk about one player in particular who already came back to the court for PLDT. Savvy Davison, a welcome return for her in this conference.
That's right. So, and she has been really making noise this conference. 119 points so far for Savvy Davison, the #1 spiker in the league and a #4 best scorer. So really a lot, to say about this lady right here. So she is really the go-to person for PLDT, and we expect that she would be doing a lot of damage also this evening.
Right, of course, and we want to hear more about her story from Kyla. Of course, Savvy, long gone and moved on from that injury. You were able to talk to her and catch up with her as well.
That is right. Well, let me just circle back. No, 119 points, no?
Yeah.
So she really had to recharge and replenish. And so her place of choice was Siargao. She celebrated Christmas there, and for New Year, she went straight to Bangkok and went with Majoy Baron. And so during this holiday break, she really took her time to reflect now. And what came out of that was that the realization that she wants to be kinder to herself, diba? Not to be easily frustrated and lean more on trusting the process. New year, new me. This mentality is really great to have, especially as we enter the 2025 Year of the Snake, year of more volleyball action. And since it's our first day back, we have a Filipinas Live question of the day for you guys, our lively fans here in the PVL. If you scroll right below your stream, you will see our question of the day, which is who will push their team past their opponents? Will that be Ivy Laxina or Savvy Davison? Dip and Ivy, what do you think? Dip, birthday buenas.
Great question, pero we'll leave it to the fans, Ivy, dahil
That's right.
now we're talking about the #3 and #6 scorers, so hopefully the fans will get to engage over on the Filipinas Live. And in just a bit, we will give you the Akari Chargers versus the PLDT high-speed hitters here on Signal TV.
It's time.
It's time. It's time for a reset.
Last 2024, I would say we lack the emotional maturity, especially when we face an emotional mature team. We lack the grit. So hopefully, ngayong 2025, it's so much different.
Yung journey kasi namin ng 2024 is roller coaster talaga siya. And maraming emotion na nalabas, maraming hindrance sa team namin. Pero at the same time, yun yung nagpatibay ng samahan namin at mas naging buo nga kami coming to this 2025.
What my team wants to improve this 2025 is still to improve the connection, the gelling of the team. And more than the personal statistics, gusto din namin na-improve yung team stats sa defense, so serving, most especially, and yung attack.
Yung improvement kasi namin, talagang wino-workout namin, lalo na individual aspects. Like yung mga basics namin, like yung follow, yung receive, yung serve, as in lahat talaga. Walang pinag-iiwanan yung mga coaches, lalo na sa skills. And then yung attitude naman namin na, yung palaban talaga, na laging minimension ng bawat isa.
Ang wish ko for my team this 2025, of course, still makapasok kami sa top 4. Not any higher, but at least we're there.
Ang wish ko ngayong 2025, lalo na sa team, is mabuo talaga kami, as in kompleto kami. Yung mahihirapan yung coaches kung sino yung marireserve. Yung ganong level, kasi ang tagal namin hintay na mabuo kami, yung walang may injury na iniinda. Tsaka the rest naman, magpa-follow na yun, lalo na pag kompleto kami.
Good evening to one and all. Welcome to the All-Filipino Conference of the Premier Volleyball League, the heart of volleyball. This is the preliminary rounds match number 35 between the Akari Chargers and the PLDT High-Speed Hitters. Introducing our national officials of this match. First referee, Mr. Fernando Velarde. Second referee, Mr. Mark Santos. Now let us meet the starters. First for Akari Chargers. Wearing jersey number 7, Camille Powell. At number 8, Ezra Madrigal. Jersey number 10, Camille Victoria. At number 11, Erica Raagas. Jersey number 16, Ivy Laxina. At 17, Faith Nisperos. Starting libero number 15, Justin Azareno. With our head coach, Mr. Takayuki Minowa. And now, calling on the PLDT High-Speed Hitters. Let's start with jersey number 5, Erica Santos. Jersey number 6, Savannah Davison. At number 10, Mary Joy Baron. Jersey number 13, Del Palomata. At 16, Angelica Alcantara. Number 17, Fiola Ceballos. Their team captain and first libero, Kath Arado. With their head coach, Mr. Rod Ricafort. This match is under the regulations and supervision of the game.
Let's check out the starters for the Akari Chargers. You have Madrigal, Victoria Nisperos, Kyle Laxina, Raagas, and Justine Hazareno making her return on the court for the Akari Chargers. Meanwhile, for the PLDT High-Speed Hitters, We have Palomata, Baron, Santos, Alcantara, Davison, Ceballos, and Kath Arado. As we welcome you once again to our coverage of your 2025 PVL All-Filipino Conference. It's a new year, same conference. I think it's the first time that we took a break and then continued with the same conference because of the format as we know it, Ivy, a longer one wherein these two teams will see each other twice and of course get to that playoffs.
That's right. So a lot of opportunities, you know, for all of the teams right now. But, you know, as in any tournament, it's always important to get as much wins as you can early on. So earlier, as we looked at the standings, we both know that both these teams are in the middle. So the win today really is very important.
We mentioned PLDT having a record of 3 wins, 2 losses. Meanwhile, Akari both at 3 apiece. Meanwhile, PLDT gets their first point courtesy of Majoy Baron, who heads to the service line. And good start for the high-speed hitters. Cal will look at the options, goes to their top scorer, Ivy Laxina, number 6 in the league, and already on the board for the Chargers. Mukhang nakatulong yung break.
Yeah, and
No?
I'm sure that for most of the players that it really helped, you know, because you've been working hard all year, and it's really important that you also get the chance to recharge.
But also, there will be those instances wherein magkakapaan pa, no? Trying to get back into the groove of things. But we know we're in the professional league, so these players, even during the holiday season, non-stop ang training.
Yes, I'm sure. Even if they're on their vacation, you know, and then yung mga sariling conditioning that they do on their own, you know, para pagbalik ng ensayo, sure na, you know, they still have the momentum.
Hazareno getting that touch there. Alcantara tosses to Davison. That's going to be a net touch. Too tight. Savvy, one of those players who missed out on the last reinforced conference, but also one of the first to return on the court for PLDT, while still waiting for Fajardo, Kianadi to suit up. Free ball. Nilipat kay Raagas. The dive by Arado. Davison attacks. Saved by Cal. Raagas again. Ceballos was there for the pickup. Bit low for Palomata. Play continues, but a miscue on the part of the black shirts.
Let's take a look at that last attack. Again, not the best of sets for Palomata.
Parang nagkalituhan because it was Cal who got the first ball. It was free for all for the Chargers. Nobody committed. Good serve. To the middle they go, and a point for Victoria. As we get this report from our courtside reporter, Kyla Castillo. Go ahead, Kyla.
Thank you so much, Dip, our birthday boy. Well, pagpasok ng 2025, di ba, lahat naman tayo all about rebranding, you know, making a new name for ourselves, and that's the case for Ivy Laxina. She told me that this 2025, she's a stronger, tougher version of herself, and thanks to all her past experiences daw na nag-shape ng mga yon. No hate naman daw sa New Year's resolution, but personally, si Ivy, hindi raw siya naniniwala sa mga New Year's resolution. Instead, she's a firm believer that your destiny, your success is in your hands, and it all boils down to putting in the work. Now, what's new with the Akari Chargers? Ivy says that their bond has grown tighter, and during the past few weeks, ever since they started training last January 4, binusog na raw sila ni Coach Taka ng mga lessons na talaga namang bubuo ng kanilang character. Let's see if they can showcase those today. Dip and Ivy?
Thank you, Kyla, for that report. That sa pasegue na ganyan. Of course, Ivy mentioning that the wise words though coming from her na kanya-kanya. No? Their resolutions, it's a chance for people to set up their goals, but also for her, she believes they put in the work and you get the results.
That's right. And, you know, it's good that, again, it's not only about the physical aspect. If you're a professional athlete, a lot of it also has to do with, you know, the mindset that you have.
And she's been having that pretty good mindset, which is why she is showing off this conference so far. Raagas off the block. And it's a close start for both teams here at 5-all. From Erica Raagas to the other Erica. Santos unable to send that in. Alcantara has started this entire conference for the injured Kim Fajardo, and she's done well, even though she's a youngster in this squad.
That's right. So a good experience for her.
And Majoy Baron rewarding the setup by Angge Alcantara, the rookie selected in last year's PVL draft by PLDT. Chance here for the high-speed hitters. Goes back to Baron, and back-to-back points for Majoy Baron.
Not the hardest of hits for Majoy Baron, but again, the variation really has helped, confuse the defense of Akari.
And she leads all PLDT scorers with 3 points. Santos, Cal, pump set to Laxina, straight to Arado. Baron with a set to Ceballos. Kasama ata yun sa resolution ni Majoy for this year. Juma jump set. And Alcantara with a 1-2 play.
We've just been talking about how she has improved, and that is an indication. Alcantara scoring for PLDT.
And PLDT sends us to the first technical timeout.
8 PLDT high-speed hitters. 5 Akari Chargers.
Arena Plus, Astig sa sports. The Akari Chargers talking things over at this break of a technical timeout. PLDT with his 3-point lead. By the way, the Chargers, Rachel Soltones of the Akari Chargers won't be suiting up in this game today, as she is nursing a minor injury.
Of course, that would change things. I mean, she's a very big contributor here for Akari. So I think PLDT might see that as an advantage, because Soltones also has played once for PLDT. So that's really, quite interesting as well.
Soltones, number 18 in terms of scoring in the conference, with a total of 60 points. 8-5 is the score. Laxina. That is sent back. Cal goes to Nesperos. The push! And it works for Faith Nesperos.
No attempt on the side of PLDT. Look at that push.
Lead cut down to 2 points. Victoria will serve for Akari. Alcantara goes back row to Santos, straight to Victoria. Cal goes back to Faith. Saved by Santos. Here comes Ceballos on the tip. Covered by Arado. Davison from the back. Saved as well by Laxina. Good defense by both teams. Baron jumps and scores for PLDT.
Good defense being shown here by PLDT. That's working well for them so far.
Back to a 3-point lead. Ceballos serving 9-6. Cal goes to the middle. What a dig by Hazareno. Alcantara back sets to Majoy. The running spike. And another point for Majoy Baron. She's got 5 to start this match.
Half of the points of PLDT belonging to Majoy Baron. And PLDT going very aggressive at the start of the game with the middles. And an indication that you have a lot of attempts for your middles is the fact that they're receiving very well.
Right.
So that they become a first option.
Right, and to your point, Ivy, PLDT, they are the number 2 receiving team in this conference. But that time around, they weren't able to get to the ball. Again, a simple touch there by Faith. And nobody home for the high-speed hitters for the second touch.
Cal serving for Akari.
Cal will serve 7-10. Alcantara shoots it to Davison, but it's wide. So that's back-to-back points for the Chargers. Trimming the lead here in set number 1.
Service, Cal.
No points yet for Savvy Davison. With all 10 points of PLDT coming from different players. She wanted another one, but they go to Baron instead. Another attack error.
Ball is out.
And the lead is down to a single point.
4 attack errors for PLDT.
Cal for the serve.
So that's helped Akari get back here in set number 1. Goes to Davison, and finally a point for Savvy.
Through the block.
If you're Angge Alcantara, you like that when your
Joy
attackers
Baron. Serve.
say na okay yung set
Yeah,
na yun, diba?
that's
Kasi
right.
I'm sure as Palomata gets the easy point,
The net.
as a rookie in this team, may pressure din yan that you're surrounded by your veteran attackers, but they trust you to send the ball to
There's a
them, and
challenge
Alcantara
on the
has been
ball by
delivering so
Akari
far.
Chargers. Reaching beyond the net.
So a challenge has been called by Akari for overreaching.
The first challenge here by the Chargers on that attack by Del Palomata. Let's see.
We know that Del Palomata's not probably the tallest player in the league right now. You know, and if you're as tall as her, you know, those instances talaga you feel that you can reach for the ball. Nakakagigil yun minsan eh.
I was gonna say, kung meron mang makakaabot, si Del
Well,
Palomata yun.
definitely. I think no matter how high the ball is, so that's very
Oo.
easy for her. PLDT, you know, has always been very aggressive at the net. They're actually the number 1 blocking team right now.
Yeah.
And if you look at the lineup, they have probably, you know, among the best middle blockers also in the team.
With Majoy Baron, Del Palomata. And of course, they have their subs, Jessie De Leon. Rachel Ostero also part of that squad.
Mika Reyes.
Mika Reyes, yes. So
There is
it
no reaching beyond
wasn't
the net.
a reach, and the challenge is unsuccessful by the Chargers. Player zooms with a 3-point lead once again for the high-speed hitters. Saved here by PLDT. Angge goes back to Savvy. Ragas was there for the pickup. Nisperos straight to Fiola. Davison again, and it drops.
Davison off the block.
Davison scores for a PLDT. A little help from the Walker's hands.
Timeout.
The timeout is called by Akari.
They don't want to let PLDT pull away here, so timeout called by Coach Taka.
Kasi posisyon mo dito. Okay to, don't give up. Don't give up. Try to go take it. Okay to. Okay, it's not time to look at each other. Okay to, just have a solution. And also, just reminder your door inside the court. Ha? Orang.
Apat lang yan. Open tayo sa atin.
Timeout called by the Akari Chargers as they trail by 4 points here in set number 1.
Back at the service zone, Major Baron.
Let's see what they do here after the timeout. Baron is able to get the touch. Hazareno on the receive. Laksina kept alive by the high-speed hitters. Same with the Chargers. Back set to Ivy.
Laksina, well-scored hit.
Laksina scores for Akari. Let's take a look at back set, Cal, to Laksina.
Akari, Ivy, Laksina.
Ivy heads to the service line. She's got 2 points, but has committed a couple of service errors here in this game. So apat ulit ang abante ng PLDT. Alcantara with a serve. Cal on a tough set. Saved by Ceballos. Hazareno working hard. Nisperos set back. With the tallest blocker on the floor, Del Palomata.
Good read from Palomata. Number 2 best blocker in the league right now.
Alcantara for the serve.
That's over and out for Alcantara. A lucky break for Akari. Just when PLDT is building their biggest lead of the game.
Serving for Akari. Ezra Madrigal.
11 serving 15. Alcantara goes to Santos.
Oh, that cuts, that makes the line, rather. Yeah, it makes the line. Was called in by the linesman.
It rolled and then eventually dropped on the line. That's right. Saw that on the replay.
Madrigal.
Davison flies. Cal sent it back. Santos won't be denied. And we go to the second technical timeout. PLDT up by 4.
On top. 16.
Sir Baji Del Rosario, of course, manager for the PLDT high-speed hitters. We also see Jared Tan, of course, Tim Q Tan and Kathy Tew, the team owner of the Akari Chargers and EVP of Akari. So they're here supporting their team as always. And if you're a player here in the PVL, you like the support of your management, showing up to the games and being there.
Yes, that's right. So it's not really because of the pressure of winning, though, because the owners are there.
Parang partly.
Partly, yes. But it's really more of, like the feeling you get. Kasi nga the owners are there,
Right.
showing their support. They could have just easily watched on TV, but they're here.
Correct.
Diba? So the presence really makes a lot of difference.
So far, Sir Baji Del Rosario and his team are up by 4 points.
Serving for PLDT. Savvy Davison.
Davison on deck to serve. Nisperos saved by Savvy. Santos did not have much space to work with. Ragas will try. Alcantara for the pickup. Santos again. Raagas to the soft touch. Too soft, says Palomata.
Guards the net.
Again, anything Del Palomata can reach. Let's take a look at that once again. But it doesn't matter even if she's going down already.
Oo.
You know, that's how tall she is.
I think she's listed as 6'3". And that's the reason why abot na abot niya yung mga ganyan. Ooh. Off the mark there for Davison.
Substitution. Akari charging.
But still a 4-point lead for the high-speed hitters here in set number 1.
7-24. Soyu.
Couple of changes here for the Chargers. Michelle Cobb enters alongside Eli Soyud. Coach Taka hoping to make some
Team captain Michelle Cobb.
run here in set number 1. Alcantara goes back to Palomata. Ivy got the touch. Hazareno sends it over. Back with PLDT. Santos checked. Ceballos.
Too low to
Short.
cross. 14-17.
So PLDT's lead now cut down to 3. 17 serving 14.
And we know Michelle Cobb is one of the better servers here in the league, not just in her team.
Captain Cobb for the serve.
Captain will serve. Alcantara back sets to Santos.
Down the line.
Down the line hit
Santos.
with a powerful spike.
Excellent hit by Santos.
There's a challenge on the call by Akari.
Another
Ball
challenge
in,
called here by the
ball
Chargers, so this is their last
Challenge Akari.
challenge, if ever. It is another unsuccessful one. Earlier they tried, but failed. But let's see here, asking for a ball in, ball out. Dun sa atake ni Erica Santos, which landed in front, I believe, of Hazareno.
So of course, this challenge will be important for Akari. Again, if they lose this challenge and they don't get another opportunity,
Bus na.
you know, moving forward, and we're entering into the more crucial part of the set. So it was outside.
Ooh.
Good call or good challenge called by
Ball is
Akari.
That's way out.
Challenge is successful.
So they keep their challenge here in the set. Thumbs
There's
up
a challenge.
by Gretchen Soltones on the bench.
Call by PLDT. Block touch.
But a counter challenge for the high-speed hitters. Block touch naman. Well, let's see what this will result to.
So this is how important each point is for both of these teams. For PLDT realizes that they have to make sure they keep the advantage. So of course Akari would want to take any point to limit or to trim down the advantage that PLDT is enjoying right now.
These two teams saw each other in the semifinals of the Reinforced Conference last year. They meet again.
Was there a block touch?
Parang wala.
There was none. So
There
the
is
point
no
stays with Akari.
Challenge is unsuccessful.
So they too lose one challenge. So tig-isa na lang yung PLDT and Akari. Cobb continues to serve for the Chargers.
Cobb.
Alcantara goes to Santos. There was a touch picked up, sent back to PLDT. Ivy. Raagas shut down.
Block point by PLDT.
And Santos says, kung di ko kaya sa atake, I'll do it on defense. And that is our block of the set, brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Which goes to show, Ivy, that there's really multiple ways on how you can contribute.
Yes.
If you can't get it in through the attacks, you can do it on defense.
That's right. A bit too close to the net.
Boy pa. Juanco now in the game as the libero. Davison got a touch. Still alive. Scramble for both teams, and it's out for Soyud.
Police one. 19-15.
Earlier, PLDT wanted this substitution. Nahuli lang
Substitution.
With Sheila
PLDT,
Quiseo checking in for Del
Bertina,
Palomata.
Quiseo.
Good thing they still got the point. And still the rotation that they want. Quiseo, a product of
Sheila Quiseo,
the
serving
FEU
for PLDT.
Lady Tamaraos. Set back once again. Cobb transfers to Raagas. A bit too high. Ceballos. Straight to Laxina. Raagas again. Able to break the block.
Raagas.
So they're fighting here in set number 1.
And this is just the first set, so you can really sense how tight the match is
Yeah.
between these two teams. If, again, we remember the last time that they met each other, it was a 5-set match. And the last 2 sets was actually extended
Raagas.
for 26-24, 17-15.
Santos tried to make do with it.
There was a touch from the block, as confirmed by a referee, so the point goes to PLDT.
Not giving up on that play.
Substitution.
Oh, and look, was about to check in for the first time this conference. People were speculating saw Kim Fajardo suited up,
5 out.
could have a chance to play tonight, and indeed enters the game for PLDT beside or alongside Mika Reyes. And it's Caf
Fajardo, serving.
serving for PLDT. Cobb back sets to Soyud. Reyes. Fajardo back to Reyes. What a play!
Reyes.
Instant impact off the bench for Fajardo and Reyes. This spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan. Parang pinlano ng lane bago
Oh, that's
pumasok.
right. It was a good play executed by PLDT. Soyud overcooks that. Another error in the side of Akari.
Ball is long. 22-16.
Not what you need if you're the Chargers. These costly errors towards the end of the first set. Not when you've been
Substitution.
hanging on.
1 out. 11.
But now it's the
Raagas.
biggest lead
Back
of
in.
set number 1 for PLDT.
Fajardo for the serve.
Oh, but that one's short for Fajardo.
+1. Akari. Camille Victoria, serving.
Caf goes to Ceballos. Too long, but there was a net touch.
Point goes to PLDT.
Hold on, Akari.
Unlucky for the Chargers because that attack went out.
23.
But they had someone that touched the net. I think it was Eli Soyud, who had a net
Volumes.
infraction.
Yes, sir.
Cobb bumps it. Soyud. Easy over. Arado will set up the play to Davison using her offhand.
Madrigal.
At naibalik.
defends the net. Substitution. Akari Chargers. 24 out. 7 out. In.
Starters back on the floor for the Chargers
Back in.
with Cal and Disperos. Can they make a late comeback here in set number 1?
Camille Cal serving for Akari.
18 serving 23. Fajardo goes to Savvy, covered by Arado. A fake there by Caf. Goes to Baron, saved by the Chargers. Third try for PLDT. The attack of Reyes saved by Ragas. And then the point goes to the Chargers.
Good hustle there by Akari. Disperos.
Timeout.
with point there going against the hands of the blocker.
Persistence paying off for Akari. And Coach Rald will call for time.
Masyadong malayo yun, Teno. Kita na tayo.
Tumubo ka na lang pag ano, ito siya yung back wing.
So isang side out ako sa yung sa transition na parehong iwan.
Yeah, boy.
Pasok lang.
Pwede kang magano eh, tumba yun, malayo yung isa. Kuha naman siya yung back wing niya lang.
Let's go! Hey, PLDT!
Kim Fajardo making her return after undergoing a successful surgery on her knee injury. Missed the start of this
Back at the service zone
2025
for Akari.
All-Filipino Conference, but is back here and has already made an impact. Back set. Reyes. Laxina. Calf with a pickup. Arado goes to Davison. And it drops
Davison.
as the high-speed hitters arrive at set point.
PLDT now at set point advantage.
Davison scores for PLDT. That wasn't the strongest of hits from Davison. We've seen a lot of strong hits from her. Probably that was what the defense of Akari was expecting.
Rado.
So that when she softened it a little, yun, it caught the defense of Akari a little flat-footed.
So this substitution of Coach Rao doing him wonders with Reyes positioned at the opposite.
Rado on
That's
deck
right.
to serve.
We got very tall blockers defending the outside hitters of Akari.
It's a free point for Akari.
Prado also just checked in, bit cold still off the bench. And that was a service error which gives Akari another chance here, but still 4
Serving
set
for
points
Akari.
needed
Ivy
to be saved.
Laxina.
Laxina. 2 points so far. Reyes, naibalik. They go to Davison. Wide and out.
Volley squad.
Back-to-back points to cut the lead down to 3.
21. Serving 24. Laxina serving.
Fajardo. Davison.
Davison
blocked
turned
by the
back
Chargers.
Madrigal.
Good net defense by Akari.
Look at this. Davison. And Madrigal says no, not yet.
Timeout.
Akari has managed
High-speed hitter.
to put off Davison in her attacks today.
And another timeout here by Coach Raldrick IV.
Para makaulit-ulit isa.
Sabay.
Anticipate nyo lang yung serve, ha? Mabigat talaga pero sa gitna lalaglag. I-call out na lang agad. Pagkalanganan, pwedeng reset. Ulit tayo ulit. Go.
Sabay. Hey, PLDT! Weather!
So one last point needed by the PLDT high-speed hitters, but the Akari Chargers not letting them get away with it.
And sometimes it's this last point that's
Back at the
hardest to
service
get.
zone for Akari.
But let's see how PLDT will respond
Ivy,
after that
Laxina.
timeout. It was pretty calm in that timeout. You know,
Yeah.
just basically, I think, more to break the momentum of Akari.
Let's see what they do here. Davison. Oh, and finally,
Davison off the
they get
ball.
that last point secured. And the PLDT high-speed hitters take set number 1.
Number 1.
But Akari not going down without a fight towards the end of this first set. The PLDT gets the opening one. 25-22 will be back with set number 2. back inside the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig for the continuation of our 2025 PVL All-Filipino Conference. Set 1 just finished. And it's the PLDT high-speed hitters getting or drawing first blood. Let's take a look at the highlights of what happened there, Ivy. It was a close one to start. Bandang dulo ng set 1, PLDT pulling away, but consecutive errors allowed the Chargers to climb back.
That's right. So, well, as expected, we know this is going to be a tight set. It started off very tight, like an exchange of points. Towards somewhere in the middle after the first technical timeout, medyo unti-unti nang umabante itong PLDT. But Akari, of course, making sure that, they're not out of the game. But that's with the help of a number of errors then also on the side of PLDT. So what made the difference for both of these squads in set number 1 was basically PLDT has been receiving and digging better than Akari. Let's take a look at the numbers. Very high disparity when it comes to attack. 17 points of PLDT and only 8 out of all the attempts was converted into points by Akari. Both were very aggressive at the net with 3 blocks. And it has been the errors. We've been mentioning it about PLDT. 11 free points given away. So had that, been reduced, could have been a shorter first set for PLDT.
Right, that's the stat line that PLDT will look at and try to tweak in towards set number 2. Try to lessen it, no? Dahil yun nga, yung nagpahabol sa Akari Chargers. But the attacking, no problem. It's like no rust whatsoever for the high-speed hitters. After that 1-month break. Well, they last played in December 10, where they lost to the Petrogas Angels in 4 sets. Meanwhile, Akari coming off a win against Cheritigo to end their 2024. As we take a look at the top scores, Baron with 5, Nisperos with 3. Fifi Sharma, we see her getting ready to see action for the first time in this game.
This is set
for the Chargers as we welcome you to set number 2 here on One Sports, on One Sports Plus, and on Pilipinas Live. Dip Bianco together with Ivy Remulla and Kyla Castillo, our courtside reporter, who will continue to give us the updates later on. This is our 3rd offering of this Saturday triple header.
Serving for PLDT.
Our welcome gift to the PVL fans na nag-5 sets agad bago ito.
Kasi birthday mo daw, Dip. So happy birthday to
salamat,
you. Yes.
Salamat. Thank you. Ang ganda
Yun
ng
yes, yun ang regalo nila sa'yo. So that was a very, very good birthday gift, no?
Ang ganda nung pasok mo doon, Ivy. Thank you. At tignan natin kung...
another birthday gift ba ito ulit?
Parang regalo yan for the PVL fans, hindi sa atin.
Para hindi sa'yo. But whatever the outcome is, it's always about having a good game. So regardless kung 3 sets man yan o 5 sets man yan. So basta na-enjoy ng ating mga volleyball fans. That's what's important.
And so far, what they're showing is capable of that quality of a game. And Akari strikes back with that point from Nisperos, who leads all Akari scorers with 4. So both teams now on the board here in set number 2. Chargers sticking with their starters aside from Fifi Sharma. Service error for Cal. For PLDT, the starters are back as well. But we saw the entry of Fajardo and Reyes really make a difference.
That's right. Speros rejected.
Yeah. Juanco will give up a free ball. Ceballos, Alcantara sets up Davison on the drop.
She saw that as soon as she went up for that spike.
Just the elevation for Savvy Davison, able to switch it up mid-air. Nisperos.
Down the line.
Both points of Akari coming from her in this set.
She has been very busy at the start of the set here for Akari.
Serving for Akari, Ivy Laxina.
Good receive from Arado. Palomata gets the touch. And that turns into a point. As Hazareno unable to control that one. Let's send this to Kyla Castillo for this report. Kyla?
Yes, Dip. With the new year of 2025, there are lots of talks about lucky charms, pampaswerte, pampaganda ng taon. But for Kat Arado, it's a simple writing on her calendar, and that is the word patience. Sinulat niya raw ito to serve as a gentle reminder to slow down, take it easy, especially on herself. Upon reflection, she realized that she tends to be hard on herself, allowing little to no room for errors. In comparison, pagdating daw sa iba, she treats them with so much patience. And so, with this simple writing, a positive affirmation, kada pag-alis at pag-uwi niya, she is reminded that she cannot pour from an empty cup. She has to take good care of herself first. Prioritize self-care. This way, mas maganda ang madadala niyang energy at tuloy-tuloy ang pagiging source of energy niya sa PLDT. Deep and Ivy.
Thank you, Kyla, for that report. Sharma, while Kyla was reporting, was able to get her first point. But PLDT responding. But going back to that report of Kyla, as we take a look at this point from Santos, talking about Kat Arado and, you know, being nicer to herself, being kinder to herself, it helps a lot because alam natin these players, they go through a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, diba? Being in this big league. And for her, para kay Kat Arado, nakakatulong to be, you know, free of those pressures sa sarili niya and just take it day by day.
Server Davison. Goes across.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've seen more teams also turn into sports psychologists, diba, being part of their team. Right now, back to the action. A couple of points for PLDT ahead over Akari. Alcantara goes to Ceballos. Naiabot pa yun ni Nesperos. Cal unable to score. They go back to Fiola. Laxina was able to get the first ball, but Cal couldn't chase. Right, and it felt like that had enough height. Pero medyo nasa kabilang dulo.
Del Palomata.
7-4 in favor of PLDT. Palomata with a serve. To the running Madrigal.
Madrigal with the draw.
Ceballos couldn't send it back. Aga starting off this game for Coach Taka. Sending that serve in, Santos. And that's going to be a point for Erica Santos, who will bring us to the first technical timeout. It's PLDT up by 3. Of our 2025 PVL All-Filipino Conference. And by the way, we want to refresh the tournament format to our viewers. What will happen in this long conference in the PVL?
That's right. So this is one of the longest conferences, the preliminary round, which is happening. So the teams will be playing to get the ranking from 1 to 12. And then when we move on to the qualifying round, there would be going up against the top teams versus the low-ranked teams. And there would be a play-in tournament wherein all of the losing teams will play against each other, and 2 would move to the quarterfinals, which is a best of 3. In the semifinals, it's going to be a round-robin competition with a tiebreaker if needed, and the finals will be a best of 3.
So mahaba-haba.
Mahaba-haba talaga.
After the round robin for the first elimination round, magpapustuhan based on the ranking, and then you'll get to the qualifying, as Ivy mentioned. Pero we'll take it step by step.
That's right. That's
we'll
right.
take you through the eliminations first, and then we'll figure out how it goes from there depending on the rankings. Pero importante rin yun because you're looking at the matchups, and if you're at the last spot, you don't want to face yung mga nasa taas.
Exactly.
Diba?
So that's why everybody's really fighting for as much wins as they can. So you don't fall the very bottom, and then you go compete against the strongest teams in the league. So higher chances for you, of course, if you're somewhere in the middle, if you're quite struggling.
But what the interesting part in that format is that we can see some upsets, di ba? Pwede rin yun.
That's true. That's true. And then yun nga, you even if you're in the losing bracket, or your team has been losing, there's still opportunity for you to be able to go in and move on to the next round.
So multiple chances, which is why this is gonna run until April or May, if I'm not mistaken. Alcantara goes to Baron. They had that good connection in set number 1. Good save by Davison. Laksina using her offhand.
Laksina off the block.
And it ends up as a point for Akari. So that 4-point lead down to just 2.
Service. Madrigal.
This has been the story of the game so far.
Right.
PLDT slightly pulling away. Akari getting back in the game. And Baron with a follow-through.
Well, she saw that, and it was the intention, very obvious, and that's very smart of her. Pushing the ball to the end. She knows everybody will be expecting a hard hit. So the defense moved forward.
They get to the 10-point mark. And Ceballos will serve. Cal goes to Nisperos. Oh, that's a strong hit coming from Faith.
Back row, what's that?
So still a 2-point advantage being enjoyed by PLDT here in the second set. 8 serving 10.
Serving for Akari.
Cal at the service line.
Eight serving 10. Alcantara. Oh, she wanted to do that 1-2. She looked at the side of Akari, but got ahead of herself.
9. Serving 10.
It was a risky play for Alcantara.
But she had to try it,
Yeah.
you know. She had to try it.
Lead down to a single point. This time goes to Savvy.
Davison off the block.
A much higher percentage to score for PLDT. Did you say number 1 spiker earlier?
Yes.
Savvy Davison.
Service.
And number 3 scorer. That's how well she's been playing so far in this conference. Angge to Erica. To the other Erica on the other side of the net. Juanco. Cal to Sharma. Overshoots. Davison again.
Oh, good pickup by Juanco.
Oh, Max Juanco with great floor defense. Davison one more time. Boy pa. Long rally alert. Oh, but that is short for Faith Nisperos. It doesn't go over.
Double contact.
And point goes to PLDT.
One of the longer rallies that we've had here in this match.
Service. Baron.
PLDT badly needed that point.
Yes.
Otherwise, would have been that continuous run.
Oh, that made it to the
in.
line.
Dora Agas contributing here for the Chargers. She has 4 points. Right behind Nisperos' 6. They are the top 2 scorers so far for the Chargers.
Ivy Laksina serving for Akari.
Arando tried to calculate that at the last second. napaganda pa for PLDT.
For PLDT.
Good hustle there by Alcantara. Again, not the tallest player on the side of PLDT. But she was able to push that back.
Timed that perfectly. And she heads to the service line. Number 8 overall pick
Alcantara.
in last year's PVL draft. Chosen by the PLDT high-speed hitters out of Adamson. That is another error for the Chargers.
Well done, Ka. Serve, Alcantara.
14 serving 10. Better set here. But too long for Raagas. No
Ball
touch,
is wrong. 15-10.
says our officials. And the lead back up to 5. Well, the biggest so far, rather, here in set number 2.
Alcantara serving.
Well, Akari would need to control the errors from their end.
They're having trouble with the service of Alcantara. Davison attacks and scores.
Down the line.
On a down-the-line hit to send PLDT the second technical timeout. Take a look at that one.
16.
Excellent down-the-line hit.
High-speed hitters looking good here in the second set. They're up by 6. In Pasig, you take a look at Fifi Sharma and the rest of the Chargers trying to figure out what they can do here in set number 2. And Fifi's family, that's Carlos Sharma, former DLSU Green Archer, played back then in the UAAP. Meanwhile, the high-speed hitters looking good. You don't want to look back and allow Akari to make another comeback similar to what they did in set number 1. Na pinakaba pa si Coach Aldric Fort.
And of course, PLDT realizes that, if they give Akari any window of opportunity, Akari will definitely take that. So it might make things more difficult, for PLDT. So they really have to take advantage of the fact that they have a 6-point lead here in the second set.
And yun yung sinasabi natin na haba ni Del Palomata. Medyo mataas yung set.
Pero naabutan pa rin niya.
Look at this.
Again, advantage, no? Even if she's off timing already. That wasn't the best set or the best approach, actually.
Yeah. Nadaplis lang, but still good enough for Palomata. Sharma, though, will put power on that spike.
Good play from Akari.
Fifi Sharma serving for Akari.
Fifi coming off the bench, already with 2 points. And that is off the block. And a point for Faith Nisperos. But they need more of those.
Well, you've got 2 blockers in front of you. One is Del Palomata and one is Savannah Davison. So who do you choose? Of course, you choose.
You pick your poison.
Yeah, you pick your poison, right?
Cal goes back row to Laxina.
Oh, ball still alive.
Oh, Ceballos with a save. Nisperos again. Santos able to put it up. Davison Sharma for the first ball. Laksina from the back. It's out.
Ball is long. 18. 12.
Back to a 6-point lead.
And again, Akari would need to be careful about these errors. They are playing catch-up here in the second set.
Savvy Davison will move to the back row as she serves for PLDT. She's got
Serving
9
for
points.
PLDT. Savvy Davison.
Laksina.
Into the net.
That is short. Now she's struggled a bit here, only with 3 points in this game for the Chargers. And Coach Taka will call
Timeout.
for time.
Akari Chargers.
So always have one blocker. Okay. So again, now we're doing like hitting to the middle blocker and the middle blocker touch, libero touch, a pass, and then we have a lot of like missing the ball from counter attack for the PLDT. Again, avoid to hit into the middle blocker and have a patient. If it's like setting shot, you have only just cross side. Patient, rebound, libero, make it high. Again, opposite outside hitter. Try to everyone going to join the attack, not only outside hitter, not only opposite. Go na, go, go, go. Moy, bigay mo sa akin, Moy. Tama. Moy.
Timeout called by Coach Taka Minoa. His team trailing by 7 and giving instructions, specific instructions. I heard something about the middle blockers.
Well, you definitely have to activate the middles because a lot of the sets are really be given to the wing.
Scramble, play continues. Ivy with a dive. Nilipat sa kabila. And again,
Ceballos.
blocked by PLDT. Ceballos getting up there. This block of the set is brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. That got her pumped up
Serving Davison.
in a huge 8-point lead for PLDT. We're 5 points away from taking a 2-set advantage.
Oh, that's going to be a violation against Davison. She tried to save that.
Double contact. Colin Davison.
Chargers.
Substitution. Akari
Coach
Chargers.
Raldrick fourth.
17 out. 6. Call.
Looks on
In.
with a 7-point lead. Chargers looking for a spark,
7 out. 24. Soyuz.
hoping that
In.
it could come from this substitution once again with Soyud and Cobb. Which nung set 1, no, it also did something
That's
for
right.
them.
That's right. There was an actual shift of momentum, and the PLDT,
Team captain,
Akari
Michelle
rather,
Paul,
managed to
47.
edge closer with the score.
They are missing Gretchel Soltones and her scoring. But kept alive. And Arado with the right thing in
Ball
mind,
is out.
just miscalculating that
Point for Akari.
sent over.
But that goes to show how Kat Arado is really very aware about the court.
Yeah, but what a dive as well for Justine Hazareno. Was playing her first game back after missing out on the previous conferences. Ragas, Alcantara with a reflex. Laksina from the back, Alcantara with a save. Palomata, naagaw niya yun kay Arado. Soyud.
Oh, good save, by
Kat.
Arado.
Yep. The Olivero showing out. Play continues. Oh, but that hits the antenna for Soyud. Too tight
Hits the antenna.
from
Ball
the
is
setup
out.
of Madrigal.
Yeah, that was a bit difficult. But look at that save by Kat Arado.
Substitution. PLDT. 13 out. 2. Save.
She's been doing that for years. Sheila Kiseo will check back in to do serving duties for PLDT, who are still up. And up comfortably
Sheila
by
Kiseo,
7
serving
points.
For PLDT.
Tight. Cobb able to work with it. Soyud tries. But too much on that attack.
No check in that attack by Soyud. Again, Akari is struggling here in the second set. They haven't had the chance to come up with good attacks. So pretty much, the attacks are predictable going out to the wing.
KKD. Rachel Ostero, Ashley Gashon on the bench
Raagas.
for PLDT. That's a point for Raagas. And this spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin', pasalubong ng bayan.
Serving Raagas.
Oh, way off for Erica Raagas. Parang medyo minadali yung serve na yun.
And that's a very costly error, of course, for Akari. They have been playing catch-up.
Send this to Kyla Castillo for an update. Go ahead, Kyla.
Thank you so much, Dip. Now, a lot of you might have noticed Mika Reyes is not in her usual place. Our beloved middle blocker played opposite Spiker today. Well, don't fret, because as per the coaching staff of PLDT, they have been cooking the surprise up since November. We'll see how this adjustment impacts the game. Dip and Ivy?
Thank you so much, Kyla. We've seen her score in her stint earlier nung pinasok siya ni Coach Shald. One of the new changes and surprises here for PLDT. Play continues. The hustle for PLDT keeps the ball alive. Laksina. Hindi pa rin. Ceballos on the cut shot. Battle at the net. Ball trickling back to the Chargers.
Oh, but the point will go to PLDT. That is 4 touches. But Akari having challenges, converting their attacks into points. Kim Fajardo getting ready to serve. This is set point for PLDT.
Right, 24-15. That is through. Hindi nakalusot.
Double contact.
Good eye for our officials. So Akari able to save that point.
Substitution. PLDT 17-14.
And Bedonia will make an appearance. Cobb. Madrigal will be the one to set it up to Soyud.
Bedonia
No
with the ball.
entry. On that final point, Bedonia and Baron working together.
Take a look at that block.
Yun ang bunot.
Oh, right. That's an entry, and she makes a point right away.
Keisha Bedonia getting that last point in set number 2 for PLDT. They're up 2-0 over the Akari Chargers.
And the PLDT high-speed hitters managed to steal set number 2, 25-16. They're now up by 2 sets. One more set to go, and they seal the deal here for the first game in 2025. It has been pretty much for set number 2. PLDT in control. At the start of the game, it was exchange of points. But the PLDT finding their momentum is after the first technical timeout. Continued on scoring the points. Savvy Davison, of course, one of the players who has been scoring heavily for PLDT. Akari struggled pretty much all throughout the second set. They have been, they have challenges with the first ball. They were not able to execute a lot of set plays or combination plays. PLDT, on the other hand, the options remain. They always have these 3 spikers at the front line. As we take a look at the numbers, so this time around, Akari had more attack points, 1 more up ahead than PLDT, this is quite the opposite of what we've seen in set number 1, where PLDT had 17 attack points. PLDT, again, remain aggressive, being the number 1 blocking team in the league, 3 block points. And the errors of Akari, this is really what's hurt them in the second set. If this was what happened to PLDT in set number 1, but this time around in set number 2, Akari gave away 12 free points to PLDT. And the PLDT did a good job in minimizing the errors from 11 to 5.
Yeah. So mas yun yung set number 2, mas marami pa yung nakuhang errors ng Akari Chargers compared to the 11, which we thought was already big.
That's right.
For PLDT. So they did a great job here in set 2 to limit that, but the Chargers couldn't limit those errors. And again, you mentioned PLDT being the number 1 blocking team in our conference. I believe they too are the number 1 attacking team, the spiking team so far, above Creamline, but they are close in that category.
Right.
Savvy Davison and company are enjoying this 2-set advantage. Angge Alcantara has really stepped up to the plate here in all of the matches for PLDT. Just in time for Kim Fajardo's return. This young rookie already earning Player of the Game honors in their previous match of theirs last year.
And again, it also helps, that her teammates are making it easy for her as well, because they've been receiving very well.
Yeah.
So again, giving her a lot of options on how to distribute her sets. And just before we enter into the third set, we've seen that Akari, they were huddling over at the one side, and we can see Gretchen Sortones, probably giving them some feedback on what she has observed throughout the game.
Yeah.
So it was quite interesting, to see that she was really, leading in the huddle in that time.
And if anything, here in the PVL, which was proven earlier in the match between Zeus Coffee and Choco Mucho, hindi pa makabalik.
Oh yes.
Even being down 2 sets to none. So let's see how Akari responds here in set number 3, as we welcome you once again to our coverage here on One Sports, on One Sports Plus, and on Pilipinas Live. Tim Tibiaco with Ivy Remulla calling this match. Kyla Castillo is our courtside reporter. And Erica Santos scores the first point for PLDT here in the third set. But that one is over for Baron. So no adjustments on the lineup. This is the same unit that Coach Taka started the second set with. Azareno has been diving all around. Davison on that full swing.
That's off the hands of Fifi Sharma.
Cal goes middle to Sharma. Arado for the coverage. Nilipat sa kabila. Ragas pops it up. Desperos. And Davison closes the door. As we get this report from Kyla Castillo. Kyla?
Yes, Dip. Well, we all know how Justin Hazareno has been mothering even before she became a mama to her bundle of joy, her baby boy. Kwento niya sa akin kanina, she's super excited to be back and she has nothing but gratitude towards her coaches and teammates who have been very patient and supportive. Dip and Ivy, believe it or not, at the moment, Just is juggling motherhood, pro volleyball, and her thesis. Kaya hindi na lang daw siya sa volleyball pro na rin daw siya pati sa time management. Now, that's a super mom. Just says that motherhood has changed her for the better. She has developed a deeper purpose to do more and be more. Dip and Ivy.
Thank you, Kyla, for that report. Well, Justine Hazareno back like she never left, no?
That's right.
Yung nabanggit ni Kyla sa atin, 2023 PVL second All-Filipino Conference pa yung huling laro niya. And then took a leave of absence, of course, to tend her child. And now getting a purpose of being a mother and mothering also sa studies nga daw, sabi ni Kyla.
Yeah, that's a lot to juggle actually, you know, and again, the stress or the pressure that you can feel in all these aspects, and so I think we salute to her because she's able to manage everything.
Yeah. And also, like what we mentioned, the support of the coaches and the management as well, allowing her to do just that. Meanwhile, this block from the set is brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference del Palomata. 3 rejections and a 5-point lead for PLDT. Timeout for Akari.
Laban tayo. Don't give up. Do hard work. Laban tayo, girls. Okay tayo, guys.
Hey, Akari!
5-point lead right now for the PLDT high-speed hitters. We're hoping to close this one out in straight sets.
6 serving 1.
And again, Akari couldn't get to that ball and send it back. That was Angge Alcantara delivering that service ace.
Now, this has been the struggle of Akari. Well, they may be able to pick up the first ball. The thing is, they can't quite give it exactly to the setter. So that's one of the challenge. Meanwhile, for PLDT, it's quite the opposite. So most of the time, you know, this Alcantara doesn't even have to move in their position.
Yun yung sinasabi ni Coach Taka na let's try to get it to the middles.
Yes.
Kaya nga lang, the first ball hasn't been there as much. Defense for both teams. Nisperos gets the point over Ceballos as they break this run of PLDT.
Much needed point for Akari. PP Sharma now getting ready to serve. It's 2 serving 7, 5-point advantage for PLDT.
Kneeling set for Alcantara to Santos, but they don't connect.
Point for Akari.
Back to back for the Chargers to cut the lead down to 4. They bump it. Davison. Too long. And that's 3 straight now for the Chargers.
Back-to-back errors for PLDT, giving opportunity for Akari. You see, PLDT has been targeting that end area, or the line there for Akari.
Cal back sets Nisperos. Chance for PLDT. Arado goes to Davison, and that is a point for Savvy Davison. The trouble or the struggle of figuring out who will get to that ball first has been evident for the Chargers, and we go to the first technical timeout. 2025. And wait for the questions to be flashed on screen during the break. Visit nba.onesports.ph after to send your answers. And that's over on the NBA TV Philippines channel, where you can win awesome NBA merch, by the way. Meanwhile, in the PVL scene, you can also sport your merch when you support and watch the teams live in the venues. And volleyball is back here in the country. Meanwhile, Vesperos overshoots. So PLDT continues to score even after that technical timeout.
Davis for the serve.
That clips the net. Arado with a save. Here comes Davison from the back. Hazareno able to put it up. Savvy again. Santos. It drops.
Good distribution on the side of PLDT.
Davison with 12 points. Right behind her are Erica Santos and Del Palomata with 7 apiece. Back with the black shirts, Laxina. Straight to Arado. Ooh.
Oh,
Rare error there for Alcantara.
doesn't usually happen.
And poker face coming from Coach Child.
So I guess she's forgiven for that instance.
Parang she can afford
Oo.
because of how well she's played today. Palomata. Kept alive. Raga says, I will send it over. Regalo couldn't get it because of Kat Arado, and PLDT turning it into a point. It seemed like everyone was holding their breaths. Gotta look at that save by Kat Arado.
Very good read by Arado. Yes, the options that PLDT has when it comes to attacks, so Alcantara is able to maximize everyone, including the back line.
I think that was Davison who still managed to get the point. Palomata comes up short. That's out for Laxina. Quiet 3 points for Ivy Laxina for the number 6 scorer in the conference.
Erica Santos serving.
And she has been limited here. Cal forced to get the first ball. Back with PLDT. To the middle they go. Second try. Ceballos powers it through.
Very comfortable, confident PLDT playing here in the third set.
This spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin', pasalubong ng bayan.
Meanwhile, you can sense on the other side of Akari, it's a bit tense, not the usual confident Akari team that we're seeing.
Service error from Erica Santos.
Third service error for PLDT here in the third set. And if I'm counting this right, 7 points of Akari, 6 came from the errors of PLDT. So that was 3 service errors, and I think there was 3 attack errors or ball handling errors.
That's right.
So you could really see the struggle of Akari here in the third set. Joy Baron with the point. You can see, not just the hardest of hits scores a point against Akari, or the powerful hits, of course, also gets the points against Akari.
Soltones, as we mentioned, out with a minor injury on her knee.
Viola Ceballos serving for PLDT.
With a lack of attacks, as Ivy mentioned, yung errors ang nagbibigay ng buhay so far here in set 3 for Akari. But the attacks of PLDT continuing to connect. Majoy Baron now with 8 points.
No blocker, one blocker rather, only going up against Majoy Baron.
Majoy again. Back-to-back points. Same play, same result, and they are enjoying themselves as they celebrate that point.
Technical timeout. PLDT high-speed hitters on top.
Look at that, Baron.
7.
Well, she's having a great time out there with her teammates. We go to the second technical timeout. Back inside the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig for your 2025 PVL All-Filipino Conference. First game day of the year. Back from that 1-month break. And 3 matches scheduled today. 2 done already earlier. Farm Fresh winning in straight sets over the next led Chameleons. The return of Jolina De La Cruz and already player of the game. And then, in the second game, Dina Wong also returning player of the game then. It looks like the high-speed hitters spoiling the return of Justine Hazareno on the Chargers side. Davison has been on point.
She struggled a bit in the first set, but now she's able to gain momentum. Second and third set. Miscalculation there by Ceballos. She thought that would have gone outside.
That went in for Faith Nisperos.
Of course, a much-needed point on the side of Akari.
Cal with the serve. Majoy wants it and gets it.
No effort, much exerted in that last play. Perfect first ball. Good set as well from Alcantara.
Getting ahead of the Akari blockers. And 10 points now in total for Majoy Baron. And a 10-point lead, more importantly, for the high-speed hitters. Nisperos has been the lone bright spot for the Chargers in terms of scoring. She's got 10 as well.
And Nisperos has been scoring her points off the hands of the blockers.
The defensive performance of Kat Arado, 15 excellent digs, 5 excellent receptions. Add that one to her total.
Donut hole in the middle of the Akari defense. You've got 5 players facing that middle spot, but none made the attempt.
Cal shoots it to Laksina. Arado again with a save. Back set. And a point off the block for Erica Santos. And they are on a roll here in set number 3.
Clear struggle here for Akari. That went off the hands of Ivy Laksina.
Double-digit lead, an 11-point lead here for the PLDT high-speed hitters. Palomata. Regalo. Naabangan ni Sharma. Here comes Santos again. And another point for Erica Santos. Everything going right for PLDT.
Santos just wanted to put that carefully through.
Angge Alcantara serving. Hazareno. Sharma bumps it to Laksina. And Arado really getting to every single ball. But Desperos stops the bleeding.
But still a long stretch here for Akari. 11-point advantage being enjoyed by PLDT. A more confident body language we're seeing in the girls in red.
Yeah. Akari finally at the 10-point mark. Alcantara to Santos. Cal picks it up. Sharma sets up Faith. Did not like that one. Chance for the high-speed hitters. They go to Santos. Arado covers Palomata. Victoria. Send that one over. Davison flies over the blockers. So the cross-court hit.
Excellent sharp angle by Davison. This is the set that she likes. Alcantara could be credited also for that point.
Changes for Coach Rald will take out a couple of starters in Ceballos and Davison. It's gonna be Prado and Bedonia checking in. Bedonia got that final point via block in set number 2. Cal goes to Ivy. Laksina has been covered. Still limited to 3 points. Bedonia picked up by Hazareno. And Laksina with that sigh of relief.
Long way to go for Akari.
Yeah. And if you're the Chargers, it is a long way to go in this game, but if you look at the larger picture in this conference, it is also going to be a long way to go. So you have more chances to pick yourselves up from this game and get back on track.
That's right. So still a lot of opportunities for all of the teams right now. So even those who are struggling at the second half or the bottom half of the team standings, of course, they still have opportunity or chances.
No one is out yet.
That's right.
Multiple chances as discussed by Ivy a while ago sa format natin. There is another point given to the Chargers. Michelle Cobb will head to the service line. (12 serving 22). Down by 10 points. Regalo. But Arado says sarado pa rin. Not allowing any ball. Even the free ones. But Laksina gets that one.
And this is a good time for Ivy Laksina to be activated, scoring back-to-back points for PLDT.
Just build on this latter part of the set and see where it will take them.
Cobb serving very well.
Yeah. Bedonia. Good effort from Ragas. Laksina. 2 players diving. And kept alive by PLDT. Cobb goes to Victoria and they connect. They see some life here for the Chargers.
Of course, if you're PLDT, you cannot be too complacent with a very big lead, and Akari is showing them exactly why.
Yeah.
This is a good comeback from Akari, but still a long stretch.
Coach Rald recognizes this effort from Akari and he calls for a timeout.
Yung tiniming na nung unang tubig, maaga na yun eh, maaga ka pa eh. Tama na may mark eh. Press na lang hindi kayo nalulunod. Dahil makakahabol ah, balikan na sa block. Kailangan. Go tayo, go tayo!
Let's go! Reality!
So timeout called by Coach Rald. His team up by 8.
14, serving, 22.
At Cobb playing without pressure here as they have scored multiple times in these possessions. However, PLDT responds after that timeout.
Erica Santos scoring another off the block. PLDT just needs 2 points to close out this match.
Misreceived by Laxina. Hazareno will bump it to Ivy. Chance for PLDT to come up with something. They go to Keisha Bedonia, who puts PLDT at match point.
Bedonia's attack nips the line or clips the line.
Ito yung tinatawag na sobrang efficient because of the minutes she's played, but
Right.
the impact she's done.
I agree. Now, she's, very few minutes inside, but it's quality minutes.
Oh! Quality minutes is correct. Kiseo almost got that one in. At point goes to Akari. We're down by 9. Ivy will serve. Prado picks it up. Alcantara to Baron. Cobb with a save. Tapped in. Raagas. Prado with a save. And the finisher. Courtesy of Majoy Baron.
Well, she has been asking for the ball. She got it and gave PLDT the match point.
And getting their 4th win here in the conference. With a left hand at that.
This was a good connection between Alcantara and her middles. PLDT securing a very convincing win over the Akari Chargers.
And they win in straight sets in convincing fashion over the Chargers. So PLDT remains on the top half of our team standings with this win. As we take a short break, we'll be back to wrap this one up right after this. The match between the PLDT high-speed hitters and the Akari Chargers. And our best player of the game is with our very own Kyla Castillo for this interview. Go ahead, Kyla.
That's right, Dip and Ivy. I'm with our best player, Majoy Baron of the PLDT high-speed hitters. 11 points, and that's all attack. 61.11% efficiency. Wow, Majoy, first game of the year, first win. Congratulations. Kanina sinabi mo sa akin, this year, you want to be intentional, and that's what you did throughout this dominant win. How do you feel right now?
I feel happy and na-enjoy ko lang talaga yung game the whole time.
Yes, and very visible yan kasi you were smiling majority of the game. Now, Majoy, buong 3 sets may ambag ka. Ano yung tumatakbo sa isip mo during the entire game?
Yun nga, nag-enjoy lang ako and I think we're very prepared since first game of the year namin. We had time to prepare and may game plan kami and as
yun.
Yes, and bukod dyan, no, Majoy said that this year, she will be Majoy who is stronger. That's right, diba? Now, this is such a great way to start the new year for PLDT. How do you plan now to maintain this momentum, Majoy?
Siyempre, gusto namin mag-improve game by game kasi mahaba yung conference. And yung preparation namin magiging mas maayos since complete yung gears namin to prepare.
Yes, and anytime soon, meron ng mga magpapalik. That's right. Now, Majoy, meron ka bang mga gustong batian at pasalamatan? Go ahead.
Pinapasalamatan ko lahat ng supporters ng PLDT High Speed Hitters and yung family ko sa Tarlac, Tang, Shaq, Loy, Max, hello. And sa lahat ng mga PVL fans, thank you for supporting us.
There you have it. Our best player, Majoy Baron, 11 points for this game. Now back to you, birthday boy Dip and Ivy.
Thank you so much, Kyla at Majoy, with a present to all of us. No, a new Majoy Stronger daw. Getting that player of the game. Sabi niya nag-enjoy lang siya. And it was obvious.
That's right.
She was enjoying herself out there. Napa-jump set pa nga ng first set. But ultimately, sabi niya, they prepared well for this first match of the year.
And I think what makes the win more rewarding, for the PLDT high-speed hitters is that when they prepared for the game, and the preparation was actually what was executed, so everything really paid off. And that was a good way, of course, to start the year with a win and a 3-set win at that. So it's parang starting the year with a high note. So this is something that I'm sure that the PLDT high-speed hitters will be taking on with their next succeeding games.
Yeah, magandang simula for 2025 for the new year. But for the Akari Chargers, they will regroup, take a look at this game, and see what they need to work on moving forward. But we mentioned both teams still lacking their pieces. No, for Akari, did not have Soltones. Yung PLDT still waiting for the debut of Kiana D as a high-speed hitter, and among other players as well. But PLDT getting this game, nakabawi from that last encounter from the last conference. And let's take a look at the final numbers of this match for Akari and PLDT.
PLDT just completely dominating in all the different scoring areas, even in the aces. And the errors, though, something that both teams might want to look at. But PLDT was able to manage this, because they had a lot of errors in the first set, and they were able to control it towards the second and the third, which was a good thing for the team. And Akari, we said that, there's a lot to review on here for this game. They've had their moments, they've had their highlights. We've seen a lot of good runs as well for Akari, but then overall, PLDT, they were just more consistent here in this game.
Right, so asserting their dominance on those categories, the PLDT high-speed hitters will enjoy and celebrate this victory over the Akari Chargers. Our games will continue on Tuesday, still inside the Phil Sports Arena here in Pasig City. It's the Galleries Tower High Risers going up against the Signal HD Spikers, followed by the Capital One Solar Spikers and the undefeated Creamline Pool Smashers for the second game. And to cap off that Tuesday triple header offering, we have the Petrogas Angels going up against the Cherry Tigo Crossovers. Those teams will paint the Phil Sports Arena red at 6:30 p.m. That does it for our coverage tonight. On behalf of my partner Ivy Remulla, our courtside reporter Kyla Casillo, we thank all the viewers for joining us on this comeback, our first coverage of the year here in the 2025 PVL All-Filipino Conference. This is Dip Dipianco saying good night and thank you, and see you again on Tuesday for the Heart of Volleyball.